Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, welcome along to One Hub Racing. This is the Pinnacle Tier and this is round number 4, which takes us to the Azerbaijan Grand Prix around the streets of Baku. My name is Kieran McGinley and joining me in the commentary box this evening is Jamie Metcalf. Jamie, how are you tonight?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, obviously, it should be a good race. Obviously, Baku, it's a track where it's got mixed emotions for drivers, but yeah, I'm excited for tonight. Obviously, our first proper street circuit, so it might shake up the order a little bit.
Yeah, and guess what? I'm Baku for tonight. I'll go. Oh dear, it's going to be one of those streams, I'm afraid. But yeah, as Jamie rightfully said, it's going brilliantly. As Jamie actually said, it is the first, well, technically the first street circuit. It's the first street circuit where the walls are very, very narrow and very close to you, including that Turn 8 castle section, which has caught out drivers in the past, Jamie. I wonder if it's ever caught you out.
Yeah, it has. I mean, it's the only race I haven't actually scored a point. I even finished the race here. I think one season I crashed out at the end, you know, that the S's at the end of the lap with a bit of wing damage. Just the next time I crashed in the pit lane where I was kind of far too much speed, and last time, season 12, I crashed out in that castle section. I was just following another car and I literally just turned in about 5 meters too early. And I hit the inside wall, which is very rare. You normally hit the outside wall, but I managed to hit the inside wall, which is an achievement, I guess.
better achievement or worse achievement than your Brazil podium, I wonder.
I don't know, it's something, yeah. I mean,
it's neck and neck.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, every other race score points. Yeah.
We posted it in the drivers chat for tonight. Oh yeah, if you're up for the lobby walk, give us a message. About 7 people returned our call, so we're going to get 3 of them in at least, because 3 of them really is going to be tight anyway. So Jamie, who's the first driver you're going to try and coax into the lobby walk?
Well, we've invited them all. I'm going to try and get our 2 rookies in here. It's Cam and Minty. Minty raced last week, and Cam is its first race tonight. And also going to get Mr. Fletcher in, who has managed to DNF from a second place. It would have been a second place in Bahrain, and it would have been the win in China, because the guy who crossed line first, Praga, he picked up a time penalty. And guess what for? For reading up too early on the lobby screen. So he won't be doing that again, I'm sure of that.
Well, let's hope he doesn't, but here with us is Cam, first time in the lobby walk. How are you tonight, Cam? That's not a good sign. Nervous. Well, you come to Baku here, which has claimed some cars. It's got some great racing, but it's got plenty of debris from cars left behind. Just how determined are you? How ready are you for Baku tonight? Just talk us through your first few races of the season. So far, rate it out of 10. Do you think you can do better, or do you think you've done quite enough?
He hasn't raced this season.
Oh, he hasn't raced? Well, rate your season right now out of 10. 12. That's bold. I like that. There's a bit nervous, as you say, making your debut in Baku. How many laps have you clocked up around the track? And where's an ideal finishing position for you today? That sounds like a warning sign for the other drivers. It sounds like, yeah, come and get me. Not the I'm at the front, but I'm at the back. Any words of encouragement for yourself? I've got to say, I haven't really come across a reserved driver in this league before. Everyone's like, yeah, I'm ready, I'll give it my best, and we've got Cam here who's like, well, if I finish, that's a plus.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for talking to us, Cam. I'll bet Jamie has a question for you.
Yeah, obviously best of luck tonight. Obviously I know you're a bit apprehensive, but I wish you the best and hopefully you can do a good result. I don't really have a question, I just want to wish you the best of luck.
Thank you for joining us, Cam. What was a very short lobby walk. Good luck on your debut. And which lovely driver you brought in next there, Jamie?
Mint is in now. He likes to be called Minty. So yeah.
So Minty, welcome to the lobby walk. Quick fire questions. Baku then. You've been obviously. It's a street circuit, narrow walls and long straights coupled with very narrow parts of the track. Just how prepared are you for Azerbaijan tonight?
Well, it's not my favourite track, so I'll probably go conservative like Cam.
Another conservative driver.
I
have a feeling this race is going in one direction. So a conservative approach, could that hinder you during the race? Or are you looking to take it as an advantage?
Yeah, lots of carnage probably going into turn 1, so I'll just try to avoid that. And lately I've been getting into a lot of incidents, so I'm getting a new strategy.
Yeah, it's so important to keep your front wing perfectly intact around here. And how many laps have you clocked up around Baku? And I must ask, how many times have you binned it?
Difficult question. I've been it quite a lot around Baku, but I think I've done quite a lot laps around here, but it's still not my favourite. I'm not the fastest around here, so yeah.
Well, not the fastest, still in the Pinnacle Tier though. So, Jamie, I bet you have a question, do you?
Yeah, obviously last week you raced in China. It wasn't the easiest races I could bet for you, but do you feel like you can maybe push up the grid a bit more? Obviously, we're here. You might take a different approach. Do you think that might give you a better result than last week?
Hopefully there's no lag in the session.
Oh yeah, there was. I think
yeah.
Jonas Albrecht, he was lagging a fair bit last week, wasn't he? So that didn't help anybody. I was sick watching him, to be honest with you, last week. Yeah.
I'm one of the people who like rain around tracks, so hopefully there's some rain.
Rain in Baku, that's a bold call, I would say. I think you'd be very, very lucky if it does rain tonight, Minty. I would put all the money in the lottery, I've got to say.
Yeah.
Well, Minty, thank you very much for joining us on the lobby walk. Wish you the best of luck around the streets of Baku.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Thank you.
And have you got another driver for us, Jamie?
Yeah, I'm trying to get Mr. Fletcher in there. Obviously, he didn't have hadn't had the best of runs at the moment. He should have had 2 podiums, a second and a first place, but he managed to DNF from both of them. So I'll send him an invite, see if he's going to join. He said he would join us, so we'll just hang on for a while.
For a while, we've only got 6 minutes, Jamie.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a short while, I meant to say. Yeah, put that word in.
Well, whilst we're waiting then, let's just talk more about the track. Obviously we've got 20 corners around here, 26 laps for tonight, 2 DRS zones, and the tyre compounds we bring are the C4, C3 and C2 tyres, so pretty much middle range tyres if you like. So Jamie, which tyres do you expect the drivers to qualify on?
Well, I think what I've been watching, I think they'll be split. I think there'll be some drivers that fancy going the soft tyre, but I've heard rumours that soft it dies off after 3 or 4 laps. So to do that, they're being quite early and going on the hard side of the race. But I think a lot of guys want to go on the medium. You can run a lot longer in the medium, and by lap 2 or lap 3, they have the quicker tyre. So I do expect a mix, and that might open up a surprise pole position man who gambles on the softs, and obviously gambles on the softs and will have good track position, and maybe that's important, having track position. If you high up the grid, the less likelihood of you being involved in the carnage at turn 1.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm wondering if Fletcher's getting our invite, I wonder. Maybe he's just a bit nervous. Let's see who we can invite in. I'd like to, if I could, speak to Praga, if we can. Bring him in, because I haven't actually spoken to him yet this season. It'd be nice to speak to him. Obviously finishing quite well in China last time out, I believe, Jamie.
Yeah, what's the first? Oh, sorry, I've got to. What is it? L first name is Pearson.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got it. Yeah, obviously. I mean, he showed good pace last week. He sort of dominated the race in a way, but yeah, as you say, it went a bit astray for him with Reading up too early. But I'm honest with you, he won't be doing that again because you make that mistake once, it's something you won't repeat. Trust me.
Yeah, and it's a mistake that costs you a race win, so that's going to be ingrained in your memory not to do that. And, well, here he is. Praga, a trigger finger cost you the win last time out. You head to Baku here. Are the spirits high for you?
Yeah, last week wasn't the best, but at least it's still the Williams one too, so that's decent. But yeah, Baku's not going to be good for me.
And when you heard you got that penalty last week, what was your reaction?
I don't know, I was just annoyed, frustrated, confused, but oh well, I can't really change it.
And like you say, you're preparing for Baku tonight. Obviously the walls are very close and you've got long straights coupled with 90-degree corners. Don't give away how you're going to set up the car, but just give us a clue.
Low downforce and high downforce together, so I don't know. It's just...
Is that even possible, Praga?
111 wings, maybe. But...
Is this mind games you're playing here, Praga? I like it.
Could be.
I like it. I like it. So what would be a good result for you in Baku? Obviously, you could have had a win last time out. Are you looking to try and make it a win this time around?
I'm not expecting to win, but any points, I'll be happy. I was doing some practice earlier. My pace didn't look strong at all, so hopefully there's a bit of carnage, which I avoid. Then after that, see where I am.
Yeah. Speaking of points, sorry.
Oh no, I was just going to introduce you. That's all. Go for it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of points, at the moment, the Williams have got after China, Williams have got a 48-point lead in the Constructors' Championship. That's pretty good early on. Do you feel like you've got one hand on that Constructors' title already?
Oh no, it's way too early just yet. We just need to build consistency, beat the McLarens, and just take it race by race. And eventually, we'll think about the title.
Well, thank you for joining us, Praga. Hopefully you're not trigger happy this time around, and it won't cost you a win. But good luck out there, have fun, and we'll see you out there.
Yeah, cheers.
One thing I've noticed, Jamie, is that a lot of the drivers are very conservative. They're very sort of tentative coming into tonight, and whilst that could be okay for one or two drivers where they'll back out, if you have half the field backing out of turn one, it could actually cause more problems than solve.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because you might have guys going at it more like 90%, and you might have a guy behind going 100%, and yeah, I say braking distances. It's just turn one. If I'm right at the back, I'll tend to hand back. But if you're in the midfield, you sort of have to go for it, because if you don't, then you get caught up in instance. So yeah, you sort of have to go for it. But yeah, I just think wing damage on here is quite bad, because you got that before you get to the pitch, you got that final sector, and it's very difficult to avoid hitting the wall without wing damage. Never mind with wing damage. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting tonight anyway to see how that all falls out, buddy.
And I liked it, the question you asked him there with he said catch the McLarens in the Williams, and I just thought to myself, are we back in the 90s? This is uncool. We mentioned that in pre-season and the first race of the season. We're sort of saying, what year is it? McLaren's fighting the Williams, but it's great to see.
And Mercedes are on 0 points after 3 races, so yeah.
I mean,
never thought I'd see that again.
I mean, it really is the 90s.
Yeah,
but,
I think I'm the best Mercedes driver, because I got 9th for the Ghost car in Australia, and I got the best Mercedes finishing his tier. Anyway, we're about to go.
Wow, Jamie has the best finish in a Mercedes this season. He was a Ghost car. That's a stat you can take with you, Jamie. I'm not sure it's a stat you particularly wanted. However, you get to keep it. We're going now to Azerbaijan and the streets of Baku. Just over 7 kilometres of a track, 11.004 to be precise. And well, it is a great track, I have to admit. Jamie, I know you're not a fan of the track, however, we do have to race here, and as a precaution to other drivers, the walls are very narrow. You've got those straight line speeds, and also you've got that narrow section of turns 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Just how prepared do you have to be to take on these streets here in Baku? And, you know, what's the mindset going in?
Well, on qualifying, you have to be committed, because if you're lacking commitment round there, you're going to lose a bucket load of time, because all these corners, quite slow speed, or you've got wet qualifying session, which will please Minty.
Yes, Minty, buy yourself a lottery ticket. You've earned it. But we do have rain in qualifying, so that's a bit of a turn. I think, Jamie, this is the first time we've had rain this season so far, and we get it in Baku. Something's going to tell me this is a topsy-turvy season already.
Yeah, I might get Rep Monaco next this way, but yeah, obviously, this. Is it going to be a wet qualifying or a wet race? Because if it's a dry race, then you're going to have to win your race setup, which means you have to win pretty skinny wings, which means I think a few of these guys are going to struggle in qualifying.
Well, if that is the case, obviously, like you said, we will be seeing those dry setups. So, more importantly, it's about drivers keeping it out of the wall. 16 drivers here in the lobby tonight, and remember, of course, the top 10 get to score points in the season as normal. 25 all the way down to 1 for 10th place. Fastest lap of the race, a point is scored in the top 10, and then fastest lap of the race is scored outside of the top 10. So even if you have one of the worst races of your one hub career, you can still nab yourself a point. I think that's a good idea. I think it encourages people to stay in the race and stay focused.
Yeah, exactly, and you never know. You never give up on a race, because you never know, anything happens. Safety car could happen, or say fastest lap at the end. I know 1 point doesn't sound a lot, but come the end of the season, could be critical. You never know.
That is Cam there, getting it a little bit wrong, a little bit shaky in the entrance of turn 5 as he now makes his way through turn 7, and that won't have helped the nerves. Just as you were saying, Jamie, you have to be committed around a circuit like this. You have to be brave as well. So the nerves that Cam might be feeling aren't going to help him here.
No, exactly. Yeah, I mean, to the outlap, I think these guys will be running a bit more fuel, because obviously in the wet you get a limited amount of tyres, so you can't really go for 3 runs in qualifying, I don't think. So yeah, I think these guys will be tanking up the fuel a little bit and maybe going for a longer run to build some confidence, because street circuits all around confidence. And in the wet, confidence will be lacking from these guys. But yeah, he's struggling. The traction is quite limited so far. It's intermediate conditions, but it doesn't look that wet. It might dry up towards the end of the session. You never know.
You never know, but here we are then with Azerbaijan as we now make our way through turn 20 and coming now down the start-finish straight towards turn 1. Let's ride aboard with a lap with the Renault driver. It's a long straight here. It feels like it goes on forever, but suddenly the turn 1 braking zone comes at you just after the start-finish line. Nice and tidy through turn 1, and of course now making your way up towards turn 2. The next few corners are 90-degree corners, so it's all about mechanical grip rather than aerodynamic grip. You would have DRS along this straight here towards turn 3, but of course it's raining, so we don't have that DRS right now. Still making our way towards turn 3, looking for that braking marker just before the 100-meter board. Of course, it would be a lot earlier than in dry conditions. You can see there Azerbaijan almost understeering and oversteering at the same time into the corner through turn 4 and coming very close to the outside wall there. Here we are then on the approach to turns 5 and 6. Nice and steady through here. You can attack the curve on the inside here of turn 5, but through turn 6, use it at your peril. Now on the short run down towards turn 7, nice tight corner here, tight on the entry, tight through the middle of the corner, and tight on the exit as well. Overtake here at your peril as we now make our way towards that dreaded turn 8 section, the castle section. Such a narrow part of the circuit, just over 8 metres wide that corner, barely enough for a Formula 1 car to fit through as we now make our way through that S section and on towards turns 13, 14, 15, and before the braking zone of turn 16. It's flat out here, even in the wet. braking hard now towards turn 15. That curve there can catch a couple of drivers out. It's caught Azerbaijan out a little bit. On the run now down towards turn 16. Use the hill there to help you gain that speed through the corner. A little bit of oversteer on the exit there from Azerbaijan on the exit of 16 as we now go through the corner to 70. Then it's through 18 and 19. As you hear there, Azerbaijan having to lift off in the wet conditions there. Almost losing the car. The car wanted to snap on him there. Making his way now through turn 20 and along the start finish straight now, keeping that steering wheel as straight as possible in qualifying to build up as much speed as possible. First lap of the qualifying session, and it's a 153.8 from Azerbaijan. That is our first lap time on the board. And well, they say, I've heard someone say, if you're not in control, you're not going fast enough. Or something along those lines. If you're in control, you're not going fast enough. I think that was the case for Azerbaijan, as Legend puts it on provisional pole position.
Yeah, but I think he maybe a little bit out of control on that lap. I think he lost a lot of time, especially towards the end there where he hit the wall. Not slight wing damage there, but so the rear end, his traction was... That indicates a dry setup to me, so I think it might be a dry race. The two Williams guys back on pole position in second. But yeah, I think maybe a dry race because he was struggling in the high speed sections, so maybe we'll need a little less wing.
Yeah, so the two Williams 1 and 2 at the moment with only 8 lap times on the board. And while Praga was the lead Williams, was he? Yes, he was. So maybe there was a little bit of slipstreaming going on from Leon down the start finish straight. That would have helped him actually gain those couple of tenths of a second. If you're close enough to the car ahead, you get that toe and down towards the start finish straight. It's nowhere near as bad as it was at Monza this year in real Formula 1, but teammate helping teammate, I think there.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, it's always a good thing, and obviously, maybe the final lap of the race, two guys really close to each other, and I'll step the guy behind to hang back in the final section and go for the DRS down the straight to the line, because it's quite powerful, the DRS down that back straight. So yeah, there might be a bit of poker going on later in the race.
So at the moment then, with just under 12 minutes to go, it is Leon on provisional pole position, Praga in second, Westby third, Legend with fourth, Coleman in fifth, with Fletcher sixth, Albrecht in seventh, Minty eighth, Azerbaijan ninth, Slater rounding out the top 10, and Lutonian hasn't set a representative lap time as of yet. Still waiting for lap times from Unknown, Flavel, Cam, Lormans and Danestar. And interestingly, Danestar is a race winner here in Baku. He knows what to do as he slides his way there through turn, I believe that was turn 3, and it was. So giving the back end tail out there. He knows how to win around these streets today. So would he be your favourite for the race win today?
Well, I've seen race up to Australia. Pace was really strong, so I think he's a contender. Yeah, I was in that race with him winning race, and his pace was cool on my lead session. Yeah, his pace was impressive. He won the race, but he could have won it by a bit more. I think he would be a bit more.
That was close.
Yeah, he won that, but I think towards the end of that race he was in, he was maybe being a bit conservative, maybe because he had quite a big gap. I don't think he would push towards in that race, but yeah, I think obviously he's a higher tier, it's going to be a bit of a tough competition, but I think I can get a top 6 today.
I think you can get top 6, sliding again on the exit of turn 15 there as Lutonian goes fastest then, 151.5 in the Haas. I wonder if the track's getting better and better. The rain hasn't stopped just yet, but I guess the more laps you do on these intermediate tyres, the more they warm up, the more water is dispelled off the track, and the quicker those lap times get. It's almost the opposite of what you do in dry qualifying. You just set as many laps as you can on these tyres.
Yeah, obviously, I mean, I don't think the tyre wear is that bad. I think that the fuel's more of an effect. As Danestar goes 8, and he almost chucked it in the wall in the lap there, so yeah, he was struggling there. There's a lot more time in his lap, I believe, there. So yeah, but yeah, I do think the track is getting better, but it's still in the condition so far, and I don't think it's going to dry out towards the end, because these guys look quite committed on these interlaps. So yeah, I think it might be a wet qualifying for the rest of the time.
Oh, that could be the curse of the commentator, Jamie, because I've had it before.
McLaren.
McLaren, so that probably is
Flavel spun on his flying lap.
So Flavel there at turn 1 as well, so that's not the greatest place in the world to abandon your lap time. However, on his way now on towards turn 2, and yeah, as you say, lap well and truly abandoned there for Flavel, the winner at Australia, and he's come on tough times a little bit. Has he, Jamie? Do you think he's got what it takes to bounce back?
I think he has. I think China's a bad race for him, as Leon's a rapid lap here. It's going to be 1 minute 49 probably. he had a bit of a messy final section. All 1 minute. He was a second up on his lap, but I think he lost a lot of time in the final section. Praga goes on pole by 7 times. But yeah, Favel, he had a difficult race in China. I think it's probably not a strong track for him, and he was sort of mired in midfield. But he got a 6th place finish, which isn't a disaster, and he's still second in the championship. But he did go in that race, lead the championship, and now he's 14 points behind. So he's got a bit of catching up to do, but there's still plenty of time left. As everyone's improving on these laps, so I think the track conditions are getting better.
Yeah, I think the Williams are actually working together here, because you had Leon set the fast lap, who was behind Praga. Now you've got it the other way around, so I wonder if there's a little bit of teamwork going on here, trying to get them away from the field as much as possible. And as Praga was saying, the aim for them is to beat the McLaren. So right now, Fletcher in 7th, Flavel yet to set a lap time so far. So, well, objective A seems to be working right now.
Yeah, the McLaren, the Williams team have definitely fought back strong. A difficult season last season, but these two, they seem really a good pairing, and they're working together, and it's an absolute treat at the moment. And Williams last week got their 70th win in the history of 100 races, so well done to them. They're the record holders, so that's a good news for them. And these guys, I fancy a front row lookout, which I think they had it in Bahrain, I believe. So yeah. The quick qualify on the race, so it's a pretty formidable pair with everybody else to look up to.
Yeah, absolutely. And make sure you are subscribed to One Hub Racing. Of course, we have the Prestige tier later on tonight as well, starting at around about 9:15. Make sure you stick with us until the end of the race. Go on, you know you want to. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Follow the lead on Twitter at One Hub Racing. You can follow me there if you like as well. It's at KSMCGF1, and you can follow Jamie there as well.
The German at 2 years, 2 Williams, I believe, are going to come in the pits. So they'll come on the bottom, fresh set of tyres on. Oh, Praga! Oh, Praga was lucky there. Hit the pit entry, but the car spun, and thankfully the AI took over when he with all 4 wheels on. So he survived another day, but that could have been also different.
Well, Fletcher there had a little bit of a moment in turn 7. Not quite sure what happened, but he found himself facing the wrong way. So not great for Fletcher right now, but no damage on the car, so he's able to continue. But that's another lap for the McLarens that's not going to go in their favour. You see Ollie there with a 2:15. That's of course with that spin he had at turn 1. So that was the same flying lap. So again, a non-representative lap.
He's 18 seconds up in the first sector, so he's on a better lap now. But I think he's in lap because he's on no AS, so he's probably run out of fuel. He'll come out again towards the end of the session. I think all these guys, they're coming out now, and this will be their final run. So this indicates to me that it's going to be wet for the rest of qualifying.
There's Legend then making his way now in towards the left, right, then right. As the car fights, and he fights the car to stay in control. So he now makes his way down the start-finish straight and towards that start-finish line. No DRS at all for Legend right now, but he's keeping that steering wheel as straight as possible now as he goes half a second quicker. And it doesn't actually get him up any higher in the table, but it does get him closer to Latonia, 151.9, as he now gets right out of the way for other drivers behind. We've got Fletcher here, who's now on a flying lap, currently 7th place, 152.5, as he now makes his way towards turn 3. Asahina right now is making his way now through that top of the castle section. He is currently on a flying lap as well. He's got a car ahead of him, and now making his way through 13, then through 14, and finally towards the braking zone of turn 15 with just over 5 minutes to go at the moment. It is Williams, so Asahina once again taps the wall on the right hand side. Getting very lucky there. I wonder if he's got any front wing damage. There's Minty there trying to get out of the way of the Renault then, as we now make our way drifting through turn 16, through 17, then it's through the left-hander of 18, the right-hander of 19, and then the right-hander again of 20. 20 is just flat out no matter what the conditions are, and we now head towards that start. Athena trying to keep the steering wheel as straight as he possibly can. Should build up through the revs here. And let's see what sort of lap time Asahina can set. He goes 6th place with a 152.1, 1.7 seconds quicker. So that just shows you how quickly this track is improving.
Yeah, I was just seeing Roman's set time rate. He went off at turn 3 down the runoff area, and Beaver's lost his wing. So he's at the moment. He's got the time to come back in the pits and do another lap, but he's very much behind the 8 ball at the moment.
Pressure's on though on the Toro Rosso team to get that car ready and back out onto the track. Of course, that's not going to help as he taps the wall there. Very lucky to get away with all 4 wheels on the car there. But 4 minutes to go, Jamie. I want one of your always right predictions. Who's got pole position?
I think Praga's got it. He looks comfortable. That's a huge gap for Liam to overhaul, but the tractions will improve. But I think Praga's got it. I think he wants to prove a point after China. He did get a pole in China, so he's looking for back-to-back poles. There's Cam. Oh, Cam has lost it in the car section, and Ulbrich just hit his rear-ended him. So, yeah, that's happened. And Coleman's hit him as well.
So that is himself, Cam, and Coleman getting a 5-place grid penalty. Now that has been awarded by the in-game stewards. So Cam then will have that over his head. Coleman will have that as well. I'm not quite sure what happened there, Jamie. Try and talk us through it.
I think Cam might have lost it in the car, and then it was Yo. I think Colo just. It's a bit unfortunate because, as he says, 8 metres wide there, and the car's blocking the way. There's literally nowhere to go. So he sort of. So yeah, just unlucky, but still got time. Oh, it's gonna be tight. You'll be able to come in, or he's going to start his lap anyway, so he might not even have damage. So he might have got away with that. But yeah, he hasn't got enough time coming in anyway, so he's got to just do this lap and hope the best.
Do you know what? As you were trying to explain that, it just cut out at the exact point when you were trying to explain the incident. It was like, it's like they knew you were trying to explain explicit bits. It's like one of those cartoons where it's like an obtuse story that just gets cut off at the exact moment you want to listen to it, then comes back with, but I think the incident was caused by, and then blank. So I think I got the gist of it. I think everybody else got the gist of it. It was just one of those things where one driver lost it, another driver had...
Car section.
Yes, I think maybe in that case, a bit harsh to award penalties for that one, but the in-game stewards have put their foot down, they've given out penalties, and we're just over 2 minutes to go. Braga still on pole position right now. Here is Leon making his way down towards the start-finish line to start a new flying lap. Azerbaijan retires from qualifying itself. That looks like it was in the pit lane, as Leon then starts a new flying lap. And this is going to be the one that counts. Let's see where Braga is out on track. He's now making his way through turn 19 and turn 20. Actually, I'll back off there. Actually, you'd want to be building up your speed here, but that's why I'm up in the commentary box. Braga now makes his way down towards the start-finish line, up towards mode 5 now, as he looks to try and grab provisional pole position. He's already clear by just under 0.7 of a second. That's a huge margin for Leon to gain. Watch out as well for Westy. He's making his way through turn 7. He's had a good start to the season so far, as he now makes his way through that castle section of turn 8. So very narrow there.
Down in the first sector.
He's down in the first sector. Let's see what he can do through sector 2. A bit shaky on the exit there of the corner. Meanwhile, Danestar still in 6th place, 9/10 up on his previous lap. He's still going to go for another one. Let's see. Leon we've got going through the castle section now. Minty has retired from the session, but Flavel out of nowhere, 2nd place for him, and he's got time to go for another lap.
Westy's half second, sector 2.
So Westy a second up, or half a second up that is. That's provisionally 2nd place right now. Let's see if we can keep it together through the final couple of corners. The car wants to snap on you. You've got to do your best there to keep it all under control, and Westy has there. Now down towards the start-finish line. This could be provisionally 3rd place, if not 2nd, as he makes his way towards the line now, and it is 2nd place, 150.5, beats the checkered flag by 10 seconds, but decides not to continue. Leon now making his way towards the line, and look at this, he's got a little bit of tow then from the car ahead. He won't have DRS, but he's got tow here as he makes his way towards the start-finish line. Can he try and grab pole position at 49.9 from Leon then? Grabs provisional pole position. What about Praga then? As he now makes his way through the left-hander, through the right-hander of 19, and then towards turn 20. Provisionally on provisional pole. Considering his sectors, let's see if he can convert that as we head now towards the start-finish line. Here is Praga then, steering wheel as straight as he possibly can. Can he try and grab it? Yes, he can. 49.7 from Praga. Westy here, third place from him. Flavel finishing in fourth at the moment. We've got Legend there who's on a flying lap as well. Dainstar's abandoned his lap and comes back to the pit lane, so no lap time from him. Legend on a flying lap, 4/10 up through sector 2. We've also got Fletcher making his way through turn 8 now, through that castle section, very, very close to the wall on the left-hand side. We've got Lawmans here who's parking up. He's had enough for today, didn't set a time in qualifying, and will qualify in 16th place. Here's Legend then, making his way now towards turn 16, trying to get the corner as sweet as possible. 7/10 up through sector 2. This could be provisionally 5th place for him at the moment, as he now makes his way through the last couple of corners, through 19, and then towards turn 20. Flavel finishing up in 3rd place. A good effort from him then, of 50.5. Let's see about Legend then, as he makes his way now towards that start finish line. Can he continue his good run of form right now as he makes his way towards the start finish line? 5th place for him for the Racing Point car. And let's have a look at Fletcher then, as he makes his way towards the start finish line. 1.2 up is the verdict right now, so that's going to take him to a 50.3 at the moment. Let's see what he can do coming towards that start finish line. A 50.6 from Fletcher then, so 5th place from Fletcher in the McLaren, and the McLarens, who didn't look like they were on the pace early on in this session, have found the pace then and separated by just over a 1/10 of a second, with Westy being the Ferrari in between them. But it is a Williams 1-2, and Braga is putting his foot down. He puts it on provisional pole position and actual pole position. Back-to-back poles for Braga.
Yeah, Williams are quite dominant there, as we'll get our starting grid now.
Yeah, absolutely. So Braga puts it on provisional pole position and actual pole position now. I don't know why I keep saying provisional. Leon in 2nd, making it a Williams 1-2. Flavel in 3rd. Westy 4th. Fletcher in 5th. Legend in 6th, with Lutoni in 7th. Dainstar 8th. Asahina 9th. And Coleman, who did finish the qualifying in 10th place, gets a 5-place grid penalty. Slater in 11th, Albrecht in 12th, Cam with a 5-place grid penalty. He managed to finish up in 13th place, but will now start from the back of the grid. Minty in 14th, Unknown 15th, and Lawmans there in 16th place. Did not set a lap time, but, well, good news for him. He's not starting in 16th, he's actually starting in 15th, and actually could be starting in 14th. Come to think of it, yes, he will be starting 14th. So not a bad day for Lawmans, but he's got to try and see if he can get some better results this time around in the race. Of course, as I always say, qualifying is a quarter of the story. But we get to the race now, the meat of the weekend here. Yeah. And you have to say, a Williams 1-2, completely dry circuit. And what that means, Jamie, is that every driver is allowed to start on a dry tyre of their choice.
Yeah, this will be very interesting to see whatever he does. Obviously, in China with the whole grid separated by a second, but here it was by 4 seconds. I think the wet weather does spread out the drivers, but this will be an interesting dry race. I expect to see all 3 tyres in the top 10 being shown here. I think some guys may, obviously, fresh set of softs, they'll go a bit longer than the new set, so I think maybe the best strategy is maybe soft to hard. But yeah, I think I think softs and mediums will be the dominant tyres on display, but we find out very shortly.
Absolutely, and one of the longer formation laps on the calendar here. But we get underway now for the formation lap here in the streets of Azerbaijan. And, well, Jamie, you're not a massive fan of this circuit, but the other commentator, i.e. me, loves this track. It's a great track. It's very challenging. And look at this. I'll say this now, Jamie. Everyone's starting on the medium tyres, apart from Unknown and Coleman, who are starting on the hard tyres. And there goes your strategy straight out of the window. No one's starting on the softs.
Well, you can tell I don't play this game that often, can't you? Yeah. I mean, obviously the tyre pulled it hard on this in the old game, I believe. But yeah, obviously, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this track, but I do prefer spectating to driving it. So hopefully these guys put on a good show. So
just to correct that, Coleman will be starting P14, Lawmans in 15th. To me, that was only a 4-place grid penalty, but, well, there you go. Not quite sure why he's starting in 14th. However, the stewards have made their decision. They put their foot down, and Coleman's starting in 14th. Maybe Lawmans not setting a lap time had something to do with that, but yeah, a very odd one. I thought he would have been starting 15th place there. No matter.
No, exactly. It's a bit weird, but yeah. I don't know what's going on there. As I'll quickly mention our sponsor Next Level Racing. Obviously, this season our 4 drivers champions will be getting a nice wheel stand delivered from Next Level Racing. Everything paid for, and yeah, it should be a very nice prize for whoever wins that. And obviously, if you want to buy your own like sim racing gear, like wheel sets, rear stands, and all sorts of stuff, go on their website, and if you want to, and you put the code 1hub10 or one word with 10 as numerised, then you'll get a nice 10% discount.
Absolutely. So Williams 1 and 2, a McLaren in 3rd, Ferrari 4th, McLaren 5th, a racing point there in 6th place. Danestar, the only person on the grid to have won in the streets of Baku before, is starting in 8th place. So wet qualifying, possibly dry setups used, as drivers knew this was coming. So we should see some much faster lap times and some cars that are designed for the conditions.
I'm going to correct you there. Shiana has won under previous account, so he has won here as well. He won in his tier in season 11, so I'll correct you there.
Ah, my apologies. So, well, there you go then. Danestar and Azerbaijan, 8th and 9th. So that should be a little interesting battle here, seeing what they can get under and get underway. But it's a long, long start-finish straight. The AI then takes control, and it just feels like an age now coming towards the grid. You've started a race here in Baku, Jamie. Just how much does this play on your nerves? It's such a long, long way to go.
I know, yeah, he's nervous, and you just hope the guys behind the brake correctly, because I've been in racing the past here where some guys missed the brake for turn 1, so hopefully these guys can keep it. It's a short run to turn 1, so it shouldn't be that bad. I think maybe going to turn 2, turn 3, that's where the problems may occur, but anyway, we're about to go.
We are about to go racing here in Azerbaijan on the streets of Baku here as Praga's waiting for those red lights to start, to signal the start of the race. And here we are then, it is 5 red lights. Round 4 is underway, and what are the starts like? Oh, it's an awful start from Fletcher there. He just didn't get away. Sorry, correction, it was Ollie who didn't get away at all at the start there, but manages to get away now. A little bit of a tap. Not sure who went into the back of him though, but Praga gets a brilliant start. Leon down to 6th. After that start, but that is Lutonian up to 5th place now as they now filter their way in through turn 2, and Asahin is actually down to 12th place there. Leon didn't get a great start, but one of the McLarens didn't either. Running on board now with Asahin as we now make our way down towards turn 3. That is Coleman, who's trying to go around the outside of Slater then, around the outside at turn 3, but no dice for him. Minty, clatters into the back of Coleman there. That could be nerves playing in there. You just want to keep it clean, but you miss your braking point, and that can happen. Now going straight up the inside at turn 5. Plenty of room given from Coleman there, but Minty can't quite get the move done there. But that's Lawlands who's around, is it? No, it was the racing point of Cam there, who finds himself around, and he said he wanted to just finish the race, ideally in the points, but that's not going to help him at all. Down in 16th place now with half a front wing. That's more like a dinner tray on the front of that car now rather than a front wing. However, Legend here is right behind Leon as we now make our way through the fast left-handers here and then on towards the braking zone of turn 15. Yellow flags in sector 2 here, and whatever they were, they've been cleared now. But a little bit of a manic start here. Not as manic as I expected there, but still, there was a McLaren who just did not get away, and that caused a little bit of backlash towards turn 1. But that is for Flavel there in 4th place. Lutonian's closing in quickly now. He's now in the slipstream of the McLaren ahead of him. Of course, no DRS. We are only on the first lap, but on slipstream alone, look at this. Lutonian's closing on the McLaren ahead of him. Now going down towards turn 1. He'll be on the outside for the braking zone of turn 1. So let's see how this is going to end then. Lutonian around the outside, Flavel asserting his dominance there, and Lutonian gets the squeeze and has to back out of the move, and Flavel holds his ground up to P4. Leon looking for an opportunity up towards turn 2, but again, 6th place for Leon right now. That's not great at all. Legend right on the back now at his heels and is looking for a move there down towards turn 3. Watch out for Fletcher as well, who's looking to try and take advantage, and there he goes up the inside, and Fletcher gets the move done in towards turn 3 and now moves up to 7th place. So the McLaren here is looking feisty today. He's looking for those moves, opportunistic as well, and he manages to take that away. But after the first lap, we have Praga leading, Westy in 2nd. Look at that start from Danestar. He is up to 3rd. What a start!
Yeah, incredible. Couldn't tell. Obviously, all the Mark Webber Malaysia starts there. Purely, and as capitalised there. West is looking all over Praga. He's looking feisty. I think this wet qualifying session has definitely mixed up the grids.
Has indeed. Praga locking up there with Westy tapping the wall on the exit of 15 there as we now make our way down towards turn 16. Praga still leading then. Leon still right on the back of Lutonian. It's now his turn to have an attack down towards turn 1. and in the slipstream he goes. You'll see that EOS go up any moment now. He's actually switched it down whilst he's going through the corners, and look at how much the slipstream is helping Leon here. He's having to go around the outside at turn 20, but at the moment he'll be on the inside for turn 1. He's slowly gaining on the half. They've levelled out now as we head down towards turn 1. Danestar sending the fastest lap of the race. Then Leon's going to go for the move up towards turn 1. Is he? Up the inside he goes. He's having to use that curve, and Lutonian sticks it around the outside and is able to capitalise on that. And meanwhile, we've got Fletcher who's trying to close in on Leon. Again, we saw that opportunistic move he had on Legend just a couple of corners ago. We could see that again from Fletcher as he makes his way now up towards turn 3. DRS is enabled, which might help out Leon. He's going for a move up towards turn 3, then has to back out of it completely as Fletcher's right behind as well. Lawmans has had a bit of a moment. He's caused a yellow flag. Only half a front wing on that car as he's now trundling around in 14th and looking to come back to the pit lane. That's not good. He wanted to, well, he's actually left the session now. So I guess that's Lawmans taking no further part in the race here in Azerbaijan. Westy trying to close in on Praga as well, but have a look at this battle here for 5th place. 4 cars involved in this one.
Yeah, it's really good. That's so good. Derry's hanging on to the front. Yeah, Stonians is the cork in the bottle here. I think Leon, he had a terrible start, and that terrible start put him 5 seconds off the leaders already, and he's going to just lose so much time behind Lutonia here. So Leon, he has to get this move done ASAP if he wants any chance of winning this race.
Here we are with Westy as he makes his way down towards turn 16, right on the back of Praga. Praga using as much of the track as he dares there. And Westy this time around will have some DRS as he makes his way through 18, through 19, and then through the right-hander of turn 20. You can see there with that slipstream he is closing already. He'll have the DRS, which happens around halfway down this long straight. Westy then look at how much overspeed he's got. 213 miles an hour going around the outside at turn 1. Has he made the move stick? No, the Williams is still going to try and stick it up the inside. Westy around the outside, and Westy has the move done there and moves ahead of Praga. Great move from the Ferrari driver, and Westy takes the lead in Azerbaijan.
Yeah, but Westy, he's going to be in the position now of defending, and Danestar, because he's right now as well. He had a really good lap last lap, and these two tangle. He's there to capitalise with Fravel, as Leon is still put down Lutonian there, so Lutonian must have some straight line speed. If you're going to fly by him down the pit straight.
I'm hoping, Jamie, your internet gets a little bit better because you keep cutting out every other word. Meanwhile, Asahina's in trouble. Lost an entire front wing there, and he's having to, well, Austin powers it, yeah.
Doing the recognition there, I think.
Yeah. I mean, that was on the exit of turn 3. It took me such a long time to work out where he actually was. Oh, he's run too deep into turn 4. Just about keeps it out of the wall there. But yeah, it just took me ages to work out where he was. But yeah, that was at turn 3. Not sure what caused it, but what I do know the aftermath is that Asahina has no front wing whatsoever. Such a long way back to the pit lane. Unknown. He's also lost a front wing, so that's disastrous for the Renaults there. They've both lost a front wing, so they're now going to have to prepare both cars in the pit lane, and that's not always easy around a street track like Baku. They've got to get 2 front wings ready, and Asahina retires from the session together. Oh, he's binned it. So well, that's bittersweet for Renault. They'll only have to prepare 1 front wing now. They've gone through all that effort for nothing. Meanwhile, Legend there, right on the back of Fletcher. You can see there's a car ahead as well. It's a 4-car train with Lutonian leading the way down towards turn 1. And Legend here looking for an opportunity, as is Fletcher, as is Leon. They stay in formation, as you were, in towards turn 1.
Don't know how Lutonian's hanging on at the moment. He must have really low wings, because he's managed to hang on and just about got no DRS, but I think Leon is he needs to get this move done quickly, because you can see them front 4 pulling away, and he's got a chance here, surely down the inside of turn 3. Oh, bit of contact. Oh, but they both survive. But Fletcher in the back of him now.
Fletcher makes contact as well. Great for him, but he's got a better run out of turn 4 on the way towards turns 5 and 6. Yeah, he's really, look at this, he's trying to take different lines with whatever he can to try and find a way past. Now down towards turn 7, and it's pretty much single file from turn 7 all the way through turn 12 and arguably all the way towards turn 15. Have a look through the castle section now. It's all about keeping the car as finely balanced as possible. As you said, Jamie, you've got to be confident around the streets of Baku. You have to have faith in the car, faith that the car turns in, especially at turn 8.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's the idea. If you're a little bit out, and you're going to be hit close on that barrier, and also this section, sector 3 for trick sector as well. Because if you're following a car, you're going to get a dirty air effect. You have to stick close to them because that will allow you the opportunity of DRS. And Leon's a lot closer this time. I think if he gets good room clear, it should be easy meeting to turn 1 for him.
Let's have a look then. In the slipstream he goes, and he'll have the DRS, he'll have the ERS up to overtake mode. As he looks now to the back of Lutonian, DRS now open, and you can see there with that DRS going side by side with the Haas. That's also a move there, and Leon gets up to 5th place. Lutonian's not done there though, as Fletcher having to defend for Legend behind them as well. As Lutonian going up the inside, oh, he taps the wall, he actually clatters the wall on the inside left there. How he hasn't lost the front left tyre is beyond me, but what he has lost is a huge chunk of front wing there. Just tried to go for the move, the door was already closed, and I'm afraid that's Lutonian just making an error there.
That was misjudgment. He had the long DRS straight there. He didn't have to go for it there. He had the DRS down the straight, and yeah, that's ruined his race. He's going to have to pit early now. He can get the hard tires to the end now, but he's going to be struggling at the end of the race for grip.
Well, actually, I'm having a look at the car. Actually, that front left-hand side looks okay. I wonder if he's just actually reserving ERS for later on, but actually, that front wing looks fine.
Yeah.
I don't know what that Haas is made out of, but it looks okay. But obviously, from what we can see, it might be totally different from what Lutonian can see and feel in the car. Even if you get a little bit of chunk off the front wing, it still hampers your performance majorly. He's lost the DRS of the car's head now, so yeah, I think he's still found the pit stop, I think, when they get that change, because yeah, on this game, micro front wing damage can cost you a second lap. So yeah, and he's losing books loads of time here, so yeah, I think he will pit and get that change. Unfortunately, because he was having a strong race up to that point, but yeah, he still has opportunities though later on. Praga here looking at the back of that Ferrari of Westy as we head now down towards turn 1. He's got the DRS, he's got the slipstream. He's looking just to fill that Ferrari mirror with a little bit of Rocket Williams as Leon sets the fast lap for the race, 142.8 from the 5th place man, and that is Lutonian, who has come into the pits, and I'm guessing to change that front wing. A massive shame for Lutonian. He was leading that train, he was very comfortable, it looked like, but looks like they're going to change the tyres and not the front wing.
Ooh.
So there you go.
Oh, there's a bit of delay. So it's a bit of delay. I think the front wings will get changed here. Bit of a graphical delay. There we go.
So Lutonian may have changed the front wing or may not have. It's Schrodinger's pit lane. He has both changed his front wing and not changed his front wing. We just don't know.
No, but yeah. Obviously, this is the first time our race Leon's had clear air, so we get to see his true pace. Will he be able to catch on the back of Fravel? That fastest lap does show that point, but Fravel, in these front 5 are starting close up in each other now. I think Dane starts dropping off though, so I think the front 2, you know, Dane starts struggling a little bit, so I wonder if it's off yet.
If you're joining us from the Precision Tier, welcome along. You join us here for the Pinnacle Tier with Westy leading after the 7th lap of this race. Praga in 2nd place, Danestar in 3rd, and Praga has close right up to the back of this Ferrari now as we make our way through. He's closer than he has been in quite some time as he makes his way now through 19 and then towards turn 20, riding on board now with the Williams as he looks in the slipstream and in that DRS, making his way now down towards turn 1. He's got the slipstream there. Westy trying to make it as difficult as possible. Praga surely is going to have a go here up towards turn 1. He does up the inside. The Williams battling the Ferrari in towards turn 1. Praga gets the move, but he runs a little bit wide and allows Westy here to try and have a go up towards turn 2. But he backs out of the move then, and Praga moves into the lead at Azerbaijan. But I think Westy backed out just so we could get the DRS down towards turn 3, but I think he's just backed out a little bit too much.
A bit too much, yeah, I was about to say, yeah, Praga got a much better run because obviously he was going to carry much more speed, but yeah, but what he has to do now, he has to stay this gap behind, and he'll get the move done. Next lap is the Cameras DNF. I think that might be in the cast section just by sector 2, so yeah.
Have a see now as we're looking at the battle for the lead between Westy and Praga. Praga leading the race now because he has got the pole position here and he wants to convert that into a win as we now go through turn 8 riding aboard with Westy. And he comes so close to those walls, Jamie. I don't know how they can do it 26 times in a row.
No, it's dead like an racing. And these guys got tremendous skill to do that. If I did that, I'd be straight in that wall. So I'm deeply impressed by this. I did a good lap here, he's pulled a gap, but Westy's still in that DRS range. But he had a poor.
Oh, there's contact! Legend and Fletcher come together. Let Fletcher hit the wall and lost his front wing. And then the understeer from Fletcher collected Legend. And I think Legend will be very aggrieved at that one. Major front wing damage to the front of the McLaren. Front wing damage to the front of Legend. That will definitely go to the stewards. No doubt about that. But yeah, a big incident between the two of them. They're both still running in this race. And Fletcher's actually out now of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And he has in towards turn 19. That looks like to me he's tried to carry too much speed with no front wing whatsoever, and Fletcher's out of this race.
You've got a broken wing now, you just got to cough. I made that mistake when I was a rookie. I carried too much speed with a broken wing. You just got to back out there and just get to the pits. But yeah, Fletcher's difficulty continues, and I didn't see that unfortunately. But do you think Fletcher was it a bit dangerous driving, or did he just lose it? I don't know.
To me, he understeered into the wall on the right hand side, lost his front wing, came back across and then understeered, and they all just got tangled up together. I think it will go to the stewards, and we'll have to see what they make of it come Monday morning or Monday afternoon when they release their decision. One thing I should say though is that I think a penalty is coming Cam's way, because there is a rule in One Hub that you can't ready up until the lobby coordinator has readied up. That counts for the start of the race when we're all in the lobby, and it also counts before the start of the formation lap. Now Cam had readied up before the league coordinator, so a penalty could be coming his way. It will of course go to the stewards, they will take a look at it, and I could be completely wrong, but I reckon he's going to be under investigation for that.
Yeah, he will get a penalty, but the penalty's mute because he's DNF. But look at this, the top four are all close up to each other now. Nothing's happened to Praga, but Danestar and Fravel have caught right at the back of them.
And Lutonian's out of the race from 9th place. Has the castle section claimed its first car? And it has! And Minty there was very lucky that he ghosted there. So Lutonian...
Fravel pits.
So Flavel pits then after all that drama. So he has now come into the pits, but Praga defending from Westy and from Danestar as we head now up towards turn 2. And for Danestar, it's been a very, very quiet season for him so far. He's come alive at Baku.
Yeah, and obviously Favel's got a great opportunity here. A bit of clear air, he can undercut all three of these guys and get in the lead. There's a bit of traffic ahead. I don't know if that'll affect him. Oh, he's got to keep ahead of his Alfa Romeo, sorry, and he does.
See here, yes he does, but the Alfa Romeo of Albrecht will have DRS, but yeah, you can see there Flavel on fresher tyres. You would think he'll be able to build a lead on Albrecht who has worn mediums. Under a lock-up though from Flavel in towards turn 3, and able to keep the car pointing in the right direction. We are on lap 10, we have 17 laps to go here on the streets of Azerbaijan, and Praga leads then from Westy and Danestar. That's your top 3 so far.
Yeah, Leon's starting to catch up now, so we might have a 5-way battle for the win, which should be pretty exciting. But yeah, I expect Praga, Westy and Danestar to all be in this lap, because you have to cover off the undercut on this game, because on the undercut you can gain a lot of time, and I believe these halves will easily get to the end now, so these guys will all be in. But Fravel's he's behind Slater though, that's going to cost him time.
He is. With some DRS down the main straight, it shouldn't be too bad. The only problem is it's very narrow in the final sector, not many overtaking opportunities, so we really will have to wait for that start finish straight. And Westy here, 6/10 down, and looking at where Praga's going, I think Westy's coming into the pits, and he is. Ferrari then coming into the pits, as does Danestar, and as does Leon. So of course both Williams couldn't have pitted together, so if Praga couldn't pit, then Leon, who was running in 4th place, got the call. He got the first decision, unless Praga decided he was going to stay out. Meanwhile, Flavel making the move on Slater, and I don't think Slater's going to make that too much of a battle, as Ollie Flavel comes up to 6th. It is going to be close here as we make our way out of the pit lane, but there goes Flavel through your picture. He now takes 3rd place away. He's got Coleman ahead of him. Westy just rejoins behind Slater there. Danestar rejoins in front of Albrecht. And Leon there, who has Albrecht right in front of him, has got to deal with a bit of traffic. But Westy and Danestar timed that perfectly to rejoin ahead of the Alfa Romeo. And Leon here will have a couple of corners here where he's looking at the back of the Alfa Romeo rear wing.
Yeah, and Praga might be a chance as Savell gets past Colo, man. Yeah. This might be an opportunity for Praga. Praga's got to be in lap of his life here, but he's on the. He's got to be in lap of his life here. He might overcut some people. Slater's left the session, so that's one car. So that's one less popping to Westy deal because he can drive straight through him. But it can be very distracting with ghost car in this section, so you've got to be careful. But yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Especially through the castle section, it can really put you off here. Yeah, Colo gets out of the way there, and he's parked it right in front of Danestar. Look at the teamwork going on there. It's so tight down towards turn 15 there, and Danestar stuck it out there. Oh, that's a great move, as you say. The Ferrari's working together there. Danestar was having none of it there and made the move stick.
Now, will Westy get DRS off that ghost car? I'm intrigued to find out here. But Danestar's got DRS, and if Westy hasn't got DRS, Westy's going to be a sitting duck here. We'll find out pretty shortly as Praga's in. Where will he come out? I believe he'll come out around these guys. So we'll keep an eye on that. And Westy doesn't have DRS, and Danestar's got the opportunity for turn 1. Look how much overspeed he's got. He's going to get done before the start finish line. Into turn 1, can he get the breaking point right? Yes, he does. But Westy's got the overcut there. Praga's overcut these people. He's ahead of them. He's in second place. Still, Savell, look at me, he's got 3 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. The undercuts work for him, so he now leads at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. The man from Jersey looking to get his first win since Australia this season. But Danestar here looking at the back of Westy as we've got yellow flags in Sector 1. That's Coleman. So Coleman there, I believe that's at turn 3. It is at turn 3. So, well, he must have lost it under braking. At the moment then, Flavel, the man from Jersey, leads on the streets of Baku. Praga in second, Westy third, with Danestar fourth, Leon in fifth. Slater, who's currently running as a... Oh, he's back now, so Slater back in the car now. And in all...
He hasn't lost that much time, really.
No, I was just about to say that. Realistically, he hasn't lost a lot of time. He's probably let those cars through, which I don't think he's going to put up much of a battle with them anyway, because he knows he's on a different strategy. So actually, him ghosting might have actually been a really good idea.
Yeah, obviously saved and maybe risk of damage, and he's still ahead of his main rival Ulbrich, so they might battle on. They'll go a bit longer and put them. I think Slater might be in pretty short though. I think maybe a couple more laps, but Westy. But I think Leon's close to Danestar, if anything.
He is right in the slipstream now, and Leon looking to try and recoup what he can from second place on the grid. He'll have the DRS now, but look how much ERS he's got. He's not got a lot at all, and once you start to get below 10%, it deploys at half the rate. But down towards turn 1 he goes. He's got the inside line, and he's hung out Danestar to dry there. Leon moves up into 4th place with a nice move down towards turn 1.
Danestar got 84% battery though, so he's been saving it up a lot, so he's got to use it though. But yeah, good move from Leon there, critical for his championship battle. Is obviously Danestar's yet to score points, so I think he just wanted a good finish. I think he won a podium, but I think he wants to get some points to board to bring some confidence.
Absolutely, but Flavel leads here as we're approaching half race distance. It's Praga in second by 2.6 seconds. Westy in third, Leon fourth, Danestar we're riding on board with. He's currently in 5th place, Coleman in 6th, with Slater 7th, Legend in 8th, Ulbrich in 9th, Unknown in 10th, Lawman's in 11th, and Minty is in 12th place. And actually Lawman's, of course, he left the session, so Minty is going to cruise past here and up to 11th place. Now, if he has the fastest up the race, he'll be able to claim a point. If he doesn't, then that point goes away. But Danestar, 3-second time penalty for Danestar.
Oh, that's costly.
It is costly, especially around here. You don't want to pick up any penalties whatsoever. Leon bunny hopping over the turn 15 curbs there. Suspension being made to work very hard there. Leon once again on the back of Westy. And we're getting deja vu here. A Williams closing in on a Ferrari in this race. Let's see what Leon can do. Praga, it took him a couple of laps to make a move on Westy. Let's see how Leon can compare then.
He's going to run out of battery though, isn't he?
He is going to run out of battery. Down the start finish straight, and you can see it deploys at half. It actually starts to regenerate at some point. And there we go, Leon then still nothing doing for him. He's got to work on that ERS deployment, because at the moment it's costing him down the start finish straight.
Yeah, exactly. I think I just need to do a lap on like maybe this next section on like very low ERS, and you just charge up a little bit, because So you still be following the car, so you might still get a slight tow, but yeah, once you lose your battery, it's very difficult to get it back up again in this game, because it does seem very overpowers the controls in the battery. As Coleman comes out, he's going to stay ahead of John a little bit, does he? Ooh, just about. They're battling for 8th place at the moment, but yeah. Westy is starting to... Travel's starting to pull a gap, so he's in a comfortable lead now. I have to say 3 seconds, that's a good lead at the moment, but around here, no lead's comfortable.
Absolutely. You took the words right out of my mouth there. No one's comfortable around Baku. There's Private going through the picture, currently 2nd place Westy, and then Leon 3rd and 4th. I have to say, let's have a look at the stops then. So everyone's made a mandatory stop, so we're not expecting anyone back in. Of course, because they have major issues out on track. Flavel, though, has come from 3rd place and now leads in Azerbaijan. Danestar up 3 places. Just to call out a few drivers, Coleman up 6 places as well, because he did have that 5-place grid penalty. So what a day it could have been had he not got that penalty in qualifying. Albrecht, unknown, Minty and Normans. Obviously Normans out of the race, but Minty all gain positions, and that's just from them staying in this race. Leon really closing in now to the back of Westy as we now make our way down towards turn 1. He's got a chance down towards turn 1. Danestar fast up the race, but Leon going up the inside at turn 1, trying to hang out Westy to drive, which he does successfully, and now Leon moves ahead of the Ferrari and now will follow his teammate. I wonder for how much longer. Surely there won't be team orders this early in the season, and Praga will be determined to try and get a race win. He was lamenting it and really frustrated. He was saying in the lobby walk earlier on that he just felt so frustrated, confused and annoyed that he'd lost and thrown away the win by having a trigger finger in the start menu. That's literally the reason that cost him the race win. He's determined now, but he's 3.4 seconds behind the man from Jersey.
Cavell's pulled away. He's pulled away. He's looking comfortable, I have to say, at this moment. Yeah. So Cavell, I think Cavell's got better race pace than qualifying pace, because you've seen this in Australia. He just, when he's in the lead, he's like peak better. He just seems comfortable, but just getting there is an issue with him sometimes.
Danestar now going to put the pressure on Westy now as we now make our way through the flying left-handers as we go through 13, through 14, and then into the braking zone at turn 15. It could be Danestar's turn here to have a go at the Ferrari down towards turn 1. A little bit of a oversteer moment there through turn 15. Might have put him off a little bit, but he's still right on the back of Westy as he looks now to try and gain an advantage out of turn 16. Just try and get a better exit now through 18, through 19, and then through that right-hander of turn 20. He's got a really good run here in the intersection of Westy. And in the section we go in that DRS zone with the ERS as well. Westy goes to the left-hand side. Danestar will have to go around the outside at turn 1. Can he try and make this smooth stick around the outside? And even before the braking zone, he's got that move stuck. Then Danestar up to 4th place.
Yeah, we'll see. Good move there. I think Danes. I think when Westy lost that DRS from Leon ahead, he was going to lose that earlier. And I think Westy, at one stage he was leading this race. Now he's down to 5th as the 2 Williams drivers swap positions. That was a clear switch there. Yeah,
clear switch this early on as well. It's, maybe they're going to try and work together.
More time. We've lost another second to the lead as well. So I would have let that play a little bit longer, maybe wait for Leon to naturally overtake Braga, but that's what they want to do. That's fair enough. They would work well as a team. They think Leon's quicker, maybe they can charge after Cavell, but 4.6 seconds at a street track. That's difficult.
Well, we'll have to wait and see, because maybe a second loss now, rather than 3 seconds lost battling each other, might have been a better option for Leon and Braga. But Leon now a second ahead of Praga now, and Praga now pace in qualifying, maybe in the wet conditions, maybe in the dry here. Williams is just not clicking. Oh, Westy's made contact with the wall there. That's a bit of end play off on the right hand side. That's a mistake he didn't need to make, he didn't want to make. And will he be coming into the pit lane? He's going to lose so much time out there.
Yeah, he's got 23 seconds to slate it behind, but he'd probably drop down. If I was going to have pit and put a fresh set of tyres on and get a fastest lap, because that's going to be horrible. And he's got a gap to the car behind, but I think he dropped down to 6th place in the pit. He's staying out though. I think that's a mistake.
Staying out.
Because he's going to struggle.
He is going to struggle. Maybe he's seeing that gap to Slater behind and thinking, well, best case scenario now is holding off Slater, but as you say, he's going to lose a lot of time out on track. Maybe not so much in the 90-degree corners. He might be okay there because that mainly relies on mechanical grip. But yeah, the final sector is where he's going to struggle mainly. But he's already 1.8 behind Danestar. And Danestar now trying to put pressure on Praga ahead of him now.
Fancy podium there, Danestar.
Yeah, he does. He's really up for it today. You can see how confident he is around the streets of Baku. No wonder he's won here before. He comes here with such confidence.
Yeah, and Danestar actually in the pre-race, he was pretty down on himself, but I think Danestar, I think he's a guy that he's not been quite confident this season. He's been quite down the dumps, but I think this race will give him a huge confidence whatever happens, because we saw his pace in Australia was strong, and here it's shown Australia his pace will no fluke, and hopefully he can get the result this time.
We'll have to wait and see as Danestar now makes way through the flying left-handers and on towards 15 and to that braking zone. You can see Danestar there for a couple of laps. Oh, that's not what he wanted! Hitting that wall! Well. And that's literally a carbon copy of what happened to Westy. And a podium hope there might have just been thrown away with just over 9 laps to go. That would be heartbreaking for Danestar. But Westy will have seen that front wing come off and be sort of counting his stars here. But will Danestar stay out or will he pit in? It looks like here he's going to stay out. He is. So Danestar as well staying out.
Yeah, but like I say, I think that's the podium. Unless one of the top 3 make a huge mistake, I think that's probably the podium gone for him. But yeah, but he still should get a good result though. But yeah, I just think he's maybe pushing a little bit too hard there. I think he's maybe going a bit far further than he wanted. And it's such a difficult corner, that corner. It's so easy to do that. You can do it without knowing sometimes. Yeah, he's still looking quite quick though.
Here's Legend then, making his way and closing on Coleman. He goes around the outside at turn 1 here, very close together. Legend has to go off the track. For both of them, they're racing there down towards turn 2. Coleman shuts the door on the outside. Legend nowhere to go. He has to drop back. He'll have some DRS up towards turn 3 now. A little bit of slipstream as well. Hard battling, but fair battling between the two of them. And this should set up a good battle between them for 7th place.
Yeah, Legend was saying his battery down there. He didn't have much battery left, so I think he's maybe he wants his attack for the final corner. As Colo goes a little bit deep there, he's struggling a little bit, and actually Westy's still pulling away from Slater, so that's interesting. Maybe I think Westy later on, he might, towards the end of the race, he might come in and pit and go fast lap. The gap's there at the moment, he can do that, but we'll hang on as Danestar still on the back of Prague, because that wind damage is not affecting him that much.
It doesn't seem to be. Maybe we'll see a little bit of ill effect through the fast flowing corners here, but no, still full throttle from Danestar. Sometimes as a driver, when you hit the wall and you take on a bit of front wing, 9 times out of 10 the car feels worse, but there's that 1 in 10 where the car actually feels much better. You think all of that setup work, all those hard earned hours and hard trained hours looking for the perfect setup, you chop off a bit of front wing and suddenly you've got the best car on the grid.
Yeah, see, in real life I thought sometimes cars go quicker with a bit of wing. It's interesting at the front, Leon is closing gaps on it to Flavel, but it's still a freaking gap, so will the laps run out before he can catch up, and that one to keep an eye on. The Danestar, no, it's too far back there. I think turn 3 is a lot harder to overtake than turn 1, because turn 3 is like a tight corner and the DRS not as powerful as it is down the pitch straight.
We've also got Legend and Coleman still battling away here. Trying to battle through turn 1. Coleman still comes out on top and Legend still battling away. And we have here 8 laps to go, with Ollie leading, the man from Jersey. It's Leon in 2nd, Praga 3rd, Danestar in 4th, Westy 5th, Slater in 6th, Coleman in 7th, Legend will run with 8th, Albrecht in 9th, Unknown 10th, Minty then in 11th place. Now, Minty here has got to go for the fastest lap of the race. Surely he has to. We'll have a look and see what the fastest lap outside of the top 10 is. It actually goes to Fletcher, but of course because he didn't make it to the checkered flag, he's not going to score that point. But if Minty doesn't come in and change those tyres and try and go for the fastest lap, then that fastest lap point outside the top 10 just goes out the window. No one scores it.
No, exactly. He's got a yellow flag of unknown. He's gone a bit deep there, and that's a little bit through. But yeah, wonder if Noel will fancy a pit stop as well. He's in 10th place at the moment, and obviously he's got a big gap down to 211. So I don't expect. I think the two guys to pit for fast lap will probably be Westy towards the end of the race if he can't catch Danestar and Mo in the top 10.
Westy 3-second time penalty. Meanwhile, Danestar still right on the back of Praga here as we make our way towards turn 3. Won't quite have the run in this time around, but Danestar here, even with that front wing damage, is still pushing like mad.
Yeah,
Leon closing that gap now, 2.5 seconds between himself and Flavel with 7 laps to go.
You have to say the swap was right here because Praga struggling on these hard tyres, and Danestar, don't forget Danestar does have that time. So if he gets by, he has to pull a gap to Praga. But I think if he gets by, he's looking at far more confident two drivers. But Praga just hanging on at the moment. He's in the top section here. Danestar gets a little bit loose coming out of there, but I think he's got to try and get forced into mistakes. Praga, he seems like good straight line speed, and Danestar, I think that final sector he's struggling a little bit, and that's probably why this whole thing isn't happening.
We'll see now down towards turn 15. It's Praga here, just trying to try and keep that car out of the wall. He's done well to keep it out of the wall so far. You can see Westy now 2.4 seconds behind Danestar, which means it's almost 3 seconds back from Praga himself. So yeah, it's not been a great day for Westy in this last part. He was looking quick, looked up for the fight, looked up for the battle, but now with that front wing damage, it's cost him dearly. One thing to mention as well is Leon now 1.8 behind Flavel.
Yeah,
6 laps to go.
Yeah, he's getting it. Liam and Bennett, if them two had a pretty bad start, the 1-2. I mean, the bad starts not counted yet, but I think Liam had the worst of the 2 starts. So yeah, I think Leon looks the quicker of the 2, but I think Favel, Leon's very low on battery though, and Favel's got quite a bit. I think Favel's saved the battery at the moment, but Danestar's got a chance here, but 2 back.
Too far back into turn 3 there as we make our way towards turn 4. Praga here doing well to just try and hold his own out there as we now make our way on towards 5 and 6 row on board with the Mercedes driver as we now make our way through. And like you say, Jamie, it's been a quiet start to the season for Danestar. A result like this is exactly what he needs.
Yeah, exactly, and obviously he's driving on Mercedes top team, and this result will leave a lot of pressure on him because obviously in the midweek, in the season breaks, they will be reviewing the teams, and a few guys may be losing their seat, they may be losing their top drives, and moving down to lower teams. So I think the result of this will put Danestar off the hot seat.
I'll tell you what, Coleman and Legend caught right up to the back of James Slater here as they make their way towards turn 7, and Legend and Coleman still battling as they went towards turn 4, and Coleman leaving just about enough room on Legend there, but to be honest with you, Legend had a front wing there and nothing more, so it was a bit nip and tuck between the two of them. They're still having a great battle here, but yeah, Slater's struggling.
Yeah, he
is struggling, and Coleman here is looking to try and take full advantage then as we now make our way through the flying left-handers and then towards the break zone of turn 15. Coleman here right on the back of Slater. He's surely not going to try it. No, he doesn't try it, and almost goes into the back of that Red Bull gearbox, but coming down the hill now towards that braking zone of turn 16. We have 5 laps to go here in the streets of Baku. Leon 1.3 behind the lead, and Danestar really starting to put pressure on Praga ahead. Meanwhile, we're running on board with Coleman here as he has to lift off, going through the fast right-hander. This might be an opportunity for Legend to have a move here. In the slipstream he'll get the double toe here. Coleman going to the left-hand side of Slater. And now it's Legend who's trying and go to the left-hand side of Coleman, but saw the wall coming up, he couldn't quite do it, and the two of them get past the Red Bull, and Coleman stays ahead. Fantastic positioning from the Ferrari driver to keep that Racing Point car behind him.
Yeah, Legend definitely overspeed there, but as I say, he counted on that line and go straight to the pit walls. He had to back out of it a little bit and held the position. Obviously now he's cleared the Red Bull, and Coleman, it's looking like 6th place, but that's going to be good results for him. I think if he stays in 6th place and he keeps driving out Legend behind him, also he was very unfortunate with what happened with him with Fletcher. I think he'd be delighted with that personally.
Danestar still trying to chase down Praga ahead of him with those 5 laps to go, 4 and a bit if you're picky, and look how much Leon has closed up to the back of Flavel here. Now I'm wondering if tyres kind of gone off already. He did pit 2 laps earlier than Leon here, but the tyres kind of gone off so quickly here. I find that hard to believe. But you see there, Flavel's trying to break the slipstream as we head now down towards turn 1. Leon keeps the steering wheel as straight as possible. So what Ollie's done there is actually scrubbed off speed going down towards turn 1 and just let Leon close in on him more and more, with Dainstar closing in turn 1 once again. Legend still on the back of Coleman. Let's ride aboard with Legend as we make our way through 15 and then, sorry, 16, then through 17, through 18, 19 and 20. Legend here is right on the back of Coleman. You can see here he's got a much better line as Legend, but he's got nowhere to place the car.
It's too close
now goes to the
anything.
left-hand side as we head down towards turn 1. He'll have the DRS, and at long last, you would think, for the Racing Point car, he makes his way past Coleman. That is a move that's been developing over the last 5 or 6 laps. I think Coleman there has been defending so well from Legend there, but Legend gets the move done, and he now moves up to 6th place. 4 laps to go, then 3 and a bit if you're picky, and this is Leon really closing in to the back of the man from Jersey, Ollie Flavel.
Yeah, I've been looking at the lap times, and Flavel's lap times haven't dropped off that much. It's more Leon's pace, because Flavel's doing like high 42s, low 43s, and Leon's doing low to mid 42s. So Leon's just got a better race pace and hard tyre, I think. And I expect this move to get done this or next lap. If Leon gets a good exit through here, he could get it done now.
Riding that curve then, trying to maximise the exit of turn 16. Leon here really trying to close in on Ollie then as we make our way now down the start-finish straight. Still, he's in that slipstream. He's looking to try and get that move. But you know what? Ollie then is actually scrubbing off more speed by doing this. And Leon with the DRS is able to close in more and more on him. 3 laps to go here, and Leon has really closed up to the back of this McLaren here. He might be able to have a move in towards turn 3. It's going to be difficult because it's a much shorter run than the start-finish straight down towards the braking zone. But never say never. If he gets a good exit out of turn 2, which I think he has here, he might have a chance towards turn 3. Ollie goes straight to the inside, the left-hand side, to cover off the apex point then moves back across to the racing line. Now you are allowed to do that. So Flavel there playing it by the book as we head through turn 4. So it's not going to make life easy for Leon.
Yeah, these two are quite experienced racers. These two race at the front a lot, and these two are. Leon's quicker, but he's got to use his racecraft. These next 3 laps, his racecraft will come key here. Can he hang on? Can he hold on to that win? Because Leon is fundamentally quicker in my view.
Through turn 8 now, and well, Leon will be turning up the heat now. Now, where do you want to be at Baku? Surely you want to be in 2nd place by the time you hit turn 16 on the final lap of the race, because the DRS will help you towards the start-finish line. We'll see what Leon does here, or maybe he'll go for the move for the lead of the race and try and extend the gap. Flavel there not getting a great exit off the curbs, and Leon couldn't quite take advantage there. He almost ran into the back of the McLaren. Our cracks starting to show under the pressure from Ollie here. Leon in the slipstream now, going through the flying corners now of 18, then 19, then through turn 20. Leon here has the slipstream and the DRS. They'll start the 25th lap of this race, possibly one behind each other by a gearbox here. But look at this overspeed from Leon then, 214 miles an hour as we now make our way down towards turn 1. Leon on the outside, Flavel on the inside, Leon trying to go around the outside, and he's made it stick. What a move from Leon. He has taken the race lead going around the outside at turn 1. Flavel did all he could to defend that position, but Leon stuck it around the outside, and Leon leads in Baku.
Yeah, brave man, brave move. I was saying when Flavel clouted the curb, I was going to say if DRS wasn't a thing, Leon would have gone for a move there, but he wisely backed out of it and used the DRS to his advantage there. But that move wasn't really DRS, that was more braving it round the outside. And now can he pull away? Because Flavel is still in striking range. He has to. Leon will be giving it all this lap to try and get a second gap, but that's going to be quite difficult, I think. So Flavel's still got a chance, but he runs a bit deep there. That's going to cost him time, and Leon will be laughing under that visor, I think, of that mistake Flavel just made. But he's still there though, so he's got to be careful.
He has got to be careful. Complacency is not key here. You have to keep focused the entire race. Westy, meanwhile, has come into the pit lane to put on a set of soft tyres. He's looking to try and take that fastest lap of the point. Fastest lap of the point. That's a new thing. I'm not sure I meant that, but he's actually going to try and take it away from Unknown at the moment, who's in 10th place there, 139.9. And Flavel has got a really good run out of the final corner. Let's see if he can
This
put
is
it to good
interesting
use.
though, because this is the problem. This is leading on to the final lap. So will Flavel want to stick behind here, or will he go for it and try and fend him off at the finish?
I think he's going to... No, he's backed off. Mode 0 on the ERS. He's not going to go for it, surely, down towards turn 1.
Poker.
Yeah, this is now, I think Flavel here knows what he's doing. He has to give a this is an important lap for Flavel. He knows the DRS down towards the start-finish straight is key. He knows he has to be the second car going through turn 16 and towards the detection point. That's it. That's the way he's going to win this race. So Leon here will defend down towards turn 3, but I'm sure Leon will twig on pretty quickly what Flavel's trying here.
Yeah, well, they've got an 8-second gap to Praga there, and so they can play a little bit of poker and not be vulnerable. But yeah, this Leon, this part of the lap can be interesting to see what Leon does here. Is he going to just back off like a safety car restart? I don't know what he's going to do here, but yeah, so Flavel's in a pounce at the moment, but he's got to stick with him. He can't afford any mistakes.
He can't afford any mistakes, and he can't afford to drop too far behind either. As Leon makes his way through turn 8, Flavel does the same and manages to make it through. So arguably that's the toughest part of the circuit dealt with for both drivers here. But Leon still leading then. Flavel is now 7/10 back. To me, that looks too far back. So now we're heading down towards turn 15. Leon right in the curves. Oh, Flavel's got a 5-second time penalty. That might be the win thrown away here, unless Leon gets a very, very late penalty. Around the final corner he goes, well, at least the final braking zone. And Leon here making his way through the fast corners now and on towards the start-finish straight. It is going to be a win for Williams, but it takes a long time to get to that checkered flag. Leon will come across the line to win on the streets of Baku. Leon for Williams wins in Azerbaijan, and a great performance from Leon there. Started from third to take the race win. Flavel with a 5-second penalty finishes in second place. Praga across the line to finish in third, and Danestar, great performance from him. Fourth place for him. Westy meanwhile, of course, is on that.
Got no win. So
he's got no wing, so he's pushed too hard on his flying lap here to try and get that fastest lap of the race point. He's got Legend behind him as well, so this could be a moment for Legend here. He won't have DRS. He's not going to have DRS. Oh, he is. He is going to have DRS then, but I think he's too far back here. I think Westy with no front wing is just going to pip it to the line, and Westy can't get the fastest lap of the race. Legend can't quite overtake him. And Coleman jumps to both of them. So Coleman now up to 5th place. A great drive from him, having picked up a penalty in qualifying. Albrecht then comes across the line to take 9th place. Unknown will finish in 10th place to take the fastest lap of the race as well. He will get a point. And Minty here, well, he didn't come in to change his tyres. He didn't come in to try and go for the fastest lap outside of the top 10, so he won't get that point. But what was important for him was the finish, and that's exactly what he's going to get today. So Minty then will come across the line in 11th place. But our race winner today in the Williams, Leon, in the streets of Baku, has claimed a victory, and an important one too. Leon wins in Azerbaijan.
Yeah, good win for him, I say. He had a mountain climb for 4 seconds, but it made it look easy at the end there. And I think Flavel, at the end there, he was just taking the liberty of that. I think he knew second place was safe. I think he just wanted an opportunity, but that final lap there, he was a bit scruffy. I was on board with him. He just didn't do the final lap that well, and Leon hung on at the end there. And you made Flavel maybe thinking, oh, I wish I went for it in the front lap and took my chances, but that's the risk you take. That's poker for you. That's the risk you take sometimes, and they're a good drive for Leon.
Absolutely, and a great win for Leon. And give him the world of confidence as well, as both Williams drivers are on the podium, and Flavel is the man to split them apart. But Williams are a dominant force. Well, Praga said he wanted to beat the McLarens. He beat one of them today, albeit they didn't make it to the line. But your official, unofficial results then here on the streets of Baku. Leon takes the victory. It's Flavel in second, Praga in third, with Danestar finishing in fourth. Coleman, an impressive drive from him, even after a penalty, finishes in 5th place. What a day it could have been for him. Westy in 6th, with Legend in 7th, Slater 8th, Albrecht 9th, and Unknown grabbing the final point of the race. In fact, he gets the fastest lap of the race bonus point, so he actually scores the same amount of points as Ulbrich did. And Minty, the last car across the line in 11th place. Lawmans, Lutonian, Fletcher, Cam and Asahina all not finishing and taking the checkered flag. And Jamie, we must hand over to you because it's time for you to decide your driver of the day.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go with Coleman. I think from back of the grid to 5th place, he kept out of trouble and he avoided the penalties and he jumped 2 places at the end there. So I'm gonna go with Coleman. Good drive from him.
Yeah, an impressive drive from him, picking up 9 places along the way to get himself an impressive 5th place. What might have been if he hadn't have had that penalty at the start of, or at least in qualifying, that gave him a 5-place grid penalty. My driver of the day is going to go to Danestar. An impressive performance for him, and it's going to be a performance that's going to really start a title, or at least a point scoring run. He needed this result today, and that's exactly what he did. A great performance for him. So my driver of the day goes to Danestar. But Jamie, a great race we had. Baku seems to always deliver, and it was no different here tonight.
Yeah, we've had a few good races out. China was a good race last week. So yeah, we've had 2 good races in a row. And obviously China last week was nominated as the featured race. You never know, we might get it again with that finish.
Absolutely, and hopefully you will join us next week for the race at the Spanish Grand Prix at the Circuit de Catalunya. We hope to see you there. Obviously, make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you're notified every time the channel goes live on a Friday night. Make sure you go now to the Prestige tier and join up with Alex, who's commentating over that one. You can follow the league on Twitter. It's at OneHub Racing. You can also follow our sponsors, Next Level Racing. It's at Next LVL Racing. And you can also follow Jamie whilst you're there as well.
Yeah, Jamie at 92 there. I'm not that active on Twitter, but if you see me, you'll see me. But yeah, anyway, absolutely. Next week is start of our European season, the more traditional track coming up. Spain, what do you think about that track?
Yeah, I mean, it's a track that's had a bit of notoriety in the last couple of seasons. I think unfairly so. I think it is a great track. It demands a balanced setup where you have to compromise on the straight line speed, but you have to also compromise on the aerodynamics. It is a long run down towards turn 1. So let's see who's going to come out on top when we head to the Spanish Grand Prix. By the way, you can follow me on Twitter if you really want to. It's at KSMCGF1. But hopefully you will join Jamie and myself next week at the Circuit de Catalunya. Until then, I've been Kieran McGinley.
I've been Jeremy Metcalf.
Take care of yourselves, and we will see you next time.
Yeah, good night.